Good morning. How to e-file W-2 and W-3 with Social Security Administration for 2023. After you create a new registration, after you finish to access, after you went through the whole registration, the new registration process with uh, Social Security Administration, and you access your employer account, you'll log in. So when you log in, let's go back and we will access the website. And pretty much what I type is ssa.gov. No, let's try here www.ssa.gov/employer. And when you enter it, you can click on Business Service Online, and you can scroll down, and under Employer you will click on Login. When you click on Login, it will give you three options, and if you register through login.gov, which is what I did, then you will click on sign in with login.gov. If it's with ID, that means that you register with them, then you'll go through that. But I went to the new registration using login.gov. So then I'm just going to go to that. So you click on login.gov, and it will take you to the next page where you will be under sign in, and you will enter your email, password, sign in, and go from there. So, and when you enter your account, you should see report wages to Social Security if you already have an account with Social Security Administration. By that I meant if you already e-filed W-2 with them in the past. So you'll be able to have that. If that's your first time registering with Social Security Administration, though, you might have to, I don't know if you'll have to request this service under request new service and wait for a third activation code to come in the mail for you to enter in before you can actually see report wages to Social Security. But because I have an account with them, before they changed their before they required this new registration option as another layer for everybody to go through before existing employers to access their existing account. When I was able to log in after submitting two activation code during the login.gov registration process, when I log in, I was able to see my existing account with report wages to Social Security already as a service on the main page for me. I didn't have to request it again. But just keep in mind that if you are a new employer and you have not submitted W-2 with them online before, maybe report wages and Social Security may not be on your main page. You might have to request it from the left sidebar, and it could require you to enter an activation code. So, but I have not gone through that, so I'm not going to discuss that too much. So when you see report wages to Social Security Administration, report wages to Social Security. You'll click on it. When you click on it, it'll take you to the next page that you'll read through and click accept. From that, you'll have this page that will show you multiple type of W-2s and 3s, and you'll click on Form W-2 and W-3 online. If you are trying to correct an existing W-2 and W-3 that you already entered, then that's W-2C and W-3C online that you will click on. And if you are trying to upload a large file of W-2, they will have an option for that, but I manually enter W-2 and W-3 because it's just for 2 people that I'm going to file for. So you will click on create under Form W-2 and W-3. That's the default button that you'll be in. You click on create resume Form W-2 W-3 online. So when you click on that, it'll take you to the next page. So before you create your Form W-2 W-3, they will want you to verify the year you want to file for whom you are filing. So I try to click on please select, and your existing business will be there, but it has another option if you are trying to create for another employer. So that means if you have clients that you file W-2 W-3 for, you'll have that option. Let's go back a little bit to the main. Manage employer information. I'm not sure if that will give you option for you as a business owner that file for other clients, employers. I don't know if that's the area you will add your clients' employer information. But again, I only file for our business, therefore I have not tried to see. But I do know that when you get to the page that you're about to start filing the W-2 W-3, you have the option to choose your business or to choose another employer. And so you'll choose your business and you'll enter. When you choose your business, it will automatically populate your business EIN number for you. You just make sure it is accurate, and you will select the type of W-2 you want to file for, and that will be regular W-2. Because you are not trying to correct the W-2, you are filing a new one for the first one for 2023. You will select regular W-2. So have you received a reconciliation letter? Because we have not received a reconciliation letter, we just leave that box alone. And then they have check for exception. So does this wage report involve any of the following uncommon situations? So if any apply to you, contact us to advise on filing your wages report. So are you attempting to file Form W-2C and so forth? So, and none of that is for us. So pretty much that's what I was talking about, that you have the option between your business and the option to choose another employer. So I just click on it to just show it to you. But anyway, so I select our business, and then it populated our EIN number, and that's regular W-2. So you'll go to the next page, and that will be on the same page, but when you scroll down, you will see check for exception. So you can read through it, and if any does not apply to you, you just leave that box blank and you click on continue. On the next page, you'll have employer information for this wage report. So you will be able to enter or review your employer information, and pretty much on that page it has contact and contact person for this submission and contact person for this employer. You have to complete both sessions. if you are the one in charge of the business. And the top was the business name, address, and so forth. And for other information, you just leave a blank if it does not relate to you. So as you can see, I entered my name for the contact person, so both are required. So, and then we'll go to, you will scroll back down again to the kind of payer your business is. So pretty much what that means is, okay, so let's read it. Select the kind of payer that best describe your situation, and that is related to the type of employer tax return that you are filing, whether you are filing Form 941 employer quarterly federal tax return, or you are filing 944 employer annual federal tax return. So, and because that's what we are talking about, I'm just going to focus on those two. And in this instance, for our business, we select a 944, which is the annual federal employment tax return. But again, if you file 941 for your business, you will need to check 941. And they say to, you will not be able to come back and change it, so you need to be sure about what you are filing. That for 2023, what you are filing, you need to check the right one. Kind of employer. Select the kind of employer that best describe your business. And federal government, are you tax exempt employer? State and local government employer, state and local tax exempt employer, none of that apply to our business. Therefore, none apply, and then you click continue. So the next page will take you to Form W-2, W-3 online with employer information for this wage report. And in this area, though, it will have a WEID number, the date you are trying to create you are trying to e-file the W-2, and the number of W-2 that they already have in record. So W-2 report from last year exists, which may be used to pre-fill in data for this year report. So if you have filed W-2, W-3 with them in 2020 for 2022, and you are going to file for the same people, it is easier to go that route. So you will click on to use this report, select one of the is WFID below, otherwise select continue. So continue will take you to a blank format that you will start, like if you have not done it before. But if you have some employer from previous year that you are going to file for, it will give you the option, the WFID number. There will be a type of link that when you click on it, it will take you to the next page. But if you are a new employer, then you will click on continue instead. So when I click on that WFID number, it took us to W-2 available for WFID, whatever that number is. So I have people that I wanted to file for, their name, their social security numbers. So you will select who from that list you still have as employee that you want to file W-2, W-3 for 2023. Who from that list that work for you in 2023 that you want to file for. There you will check them, and then you will click on continue. So I check, you can check select all or check them, and you click on continue. So when I did that, it took us to the next page to review or edit a W-2. Select the employee name. Once you are finished entering Form W-2, you can preview the W-3. So you have the option to delete from the list if there is somebody in the list that you don't want to file for. And until you are done filing for 2023, you'll have that sign there. So I click on one name, and then it will take me to the next page. If you are filing for new people, you'll just click on start a new W-2 instead, and that will take you to a blank page. But by clicking on an existing name, it will populate some information to the W-2 form for us. So it took us to that person's a W-2 form for that person for 2023, and it has the employer social security number, the business EIN number, the employee's name and address, but then has blank spot for the dollar amount. And for manually entering W-2, you have about 50 that you can do this way in one cluster. So now when you have the W-2 open, it is good to open your payroll task record. And I have a screen capture here to show the dollar amount that I'm going to put in the W-2 form. So I have the pay period wage pay 108.28. So for line 1, for wages, tips, and other compensation, 108.28 is entered. Social Security wages is going to be that same amount for our case. And for Medicaid wages and tips, it's going to be 108.28 in this example. And for federal income tax withheld, we didn't withhold anything for that employee, therefore I left it blank. When you are done with the whole process though, and you are trying to print it out, you are going to see 00 on the area that you left blank. So I just left the federal income tax return section blank. And a note, when I enter the dollar amount, I enter with the cents as well, and I did the same thing for the tax withheld. So let's go to the next page. So on the same payroll spreadsheet that we have, we went to Employee Social Security Summary tab to see the Social Security withheld from that employee's wages. Keep in mind, it is the Social Security withheld from that wages. It is now the employee and the employer total Social Security tax, but just the employee portion. That means Social Security, I believe, is 6.2% for the employee and 6.2% for the employer. So 6.2% times 108.28 will give you 6.71. Let's try it here. $108.28 times 6.2 divided by 100, so 6.71. And we put that amount because it's two people. The first row is for the person we are filing for, so we put 6.71 for Social Security tax withheld line or box 4 on the W-2 form. So Medicaid tax withheld just for the employee or the employee portion that you withheld from their salary is 1.57 in this example. So you will enter 1.57. If you didn't withhold anything from the employee's salary, you are going to put the amount you are supposed to withhold from their salary down. And what I meant is, if you didn't withhold anything from the employee, but you want for your business, you want your business to pay the whole amount, then you need to back into it to see how much the social security is going to be for that person. So it's going to increase the amount you pay that person. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, because you're supposed to withhold that from their income, it's going to be whatever the amount that your business is paying. You are going to take that into consideration to calculate the wages. But anyway, 1.57, I have a way to do it. If I know how much I want to pay the person and the person is just me, I will back into it to see, based on the social security and the Medicare, to withhold how much the gross will be for the take home to be the amount that I want to pay myself for my husband. Does that make sense? And then I will use that to start to enter in the spreadsheet before I even draft the check. But yeah, and you can find instructions if you want to read about it. You can find instructions on IRS general instruction for Form W-2, W-3, the latest version. You can read through it. And on thought I was somewhere here before, page 17, Social Security tax withheld. Show the total employee Social Security tax, now your share withheld, including Social Security tax on tips. For 2023, the amount should not exceed $9,932.40 for the maximum Social Security to withhold. The threshold for the income is $160,200. So include only taxes withheld or paid by you for the employee for 2023 wages and tips. If you pay your employee share, C, and then they have instructions there. But yeah, you can read through it as well. But let's go back to filing the W-2. After you enter the Medicaid tax withheld, you will scroll down, and any box that is now related to your business, you can just leave them blank. So we left most of them blank, including Social Security tips, allocated tips, dependent care benefits, and retirement, and so forth, blank. Then you'll go to the states portion at the bottom. So if your state tax income, you enter your state, the state that the employee is residing in. You enter the state, your employer ID number, because our business is in Iowa. Will enter you'll enter the state, the employer ID number, the state wage and tips, which is 108.28 here as well. And then if you withheld income tax for state, you enter it here. We didn't enter for, we left it blank. The local wages tips is 108.28, and the local tax is blank here, and the locality name, we enter the city. And when you are done, you can save and create a new W-2. You can save and go to the next W-2, because we have a list of people to file W-2 for that we populated from prior year. Save and go to the next W-2 will be our option. If you are going to create a new W-2 for a new employee that start working for you in 2023, save and create a new W-2 will be your option. Save and go to W-2 list is another option as well. It will take us back to the list of the names we have populated from prior year, and then we can click on the next on the line. Otherwise, save and go to the next W-2 will take us straight to another blank W-2 form with the next person's names on the form. So we click on save and go to the next W-2. So that took us to the second employee. So we are currently working on W-2 number 2 of 50. Marks that you can work on this way, this on the row. And pretty much for this one, we enter the same information. Since the salary information is the same, the social security and the Medicaid tax we've had, and we scroll down to the states and we've complete the states information as well. Then we click on save and go to W-2 list, because we are done filing for everybody on our list. Therefore, we want to go back to the list. So when you click on go back to the list, you will see the list that we started with, and the started sign will change to a check mark, and you can see the box 1 wages that you entered and the total amount. So at this point, you can start a new W-2 if there is another employee that was now with you before 2023 and that worked in 2023. Then you can start a new W-2 for that person. Otherwise, you click on continue to W-3 if you are done with everyone. Another things you can do as well is click on the names to view the W-2 with your employer, with your payroll record, to make sure you complete the W-2 with the right information. And after you check them, you click on go to the W-2 list. It'll take you back here, and you will click on continue to W-3 preview. And at this point, we click on the name to review the W-2 one more time, and then we went back to save and go to W-2 list, and we finally click on continue to W-3 preview. So when you are on W-3 is a summary of all the W-2 that you filed, each rows or each box. And in this instance, because we filed for 2 people, it will total box 1, 2, 3. It will total each box for you, and it's going to be the total of your W-2s that you file at once. So like that maximum 50, it'll total them all for you. So what at this point we did is pull our employer federal tax return, in this case form 944. We pull it out to make sure our numbers are matching, because you want to make sure your W-3 reconcile with your 941 if you are filing quarterly federal tax return, and that will be the total of all those quarters combined numbers, or your form 944 if you are filing employer annual federal tax return, like in this case. And the numbers that will match are the total wages. Now the social security we've held and the business portion, because on form 941 and form 944 you have both employee and employer portion combined in column 2 for social security tax withheld and Medicaid tax withheld. But on the W-3 you only have the employee portion of social security tax withheld and Medicaid tax withheld, but you'll have the total wages paid in 2023. Therefore, the total wages paid is what you need to reconcile to make sure the numbers are matching. And if there is a discrepancy due to rounding, you will need to make that adjustment. Therefore, what I like to do is I like to file my form 944, but now mail it. I will save it, and after I file social W-2, W-3 with Social Security Administration, I will compare both, reconcile them, and to make sure there is no discrepancy between the numbers. because if there is a change, there is a line 6 on form 944 where you can enter the difference to, for the adjustment. So therefore, yeah, and that is more for the total tax compared to what is paid, what is withheld, and what should have been withheld. So the adjustment will go on line 6, but for the total tax paid in 2023, you'll need to make adjustment somewhere, and you wanted to have the possibility to make the adjustment because IRS could reconcile both. So, and I think the instructions, I think we might get to it. The IRS instruction for W2 W3 has that information in it. So this though, that is the W3, and this is the 944. What I try to do here is trying to see if my employee and employer portion of Social Security withheld is well calculated. So what I did is I have 1656 here, and that would be 1342 plus 3.14. That's the employee portion of Social Security and Medicaid tax withheld. So that's 1656, and I times it by 2, and that gave me 13.12, and I have 13.13. So I reported a cent more tax than what I withheld from the employee salary. So that 1 cent will come from the business. And I mean, you could try to adjust the number, but I prefer to pay more than pay less. So I don't have a problem for the business paying that 1 cent extra. But I just want to make sure my numbers are matching, and that's how I was doing the calculation. Another option would be to take this 26.85, and that's for 2 employees and the business portion for those 2 employees. So you'll take that 26.85 divided by 2 to see what that will give you. And let me see if we did that. But let's get out of this and use our calculator. It might be a little bit small. Okay, so 26.85 divided by 2, it gave us 13.43, and we have 13.42 instead of that. And now we'll do 6.28, which is the Medicaid tax employee and employer divided by 2, and that gave us 314, which is okay. So that 1 penny is within the Social Security withheld. Okay. So that is the look of W3. So because we select a kind of payer 944 regular, it show up on the W3. Kind of employer non-apply, number of W2, that's 2 people, and the wages, tips, and compensation is the total. And you can see that this total match our Social Security taxable income there, and that is the same amount, 108.28 plus 108.28. So that is the total, and then the Social Security withheld and the Medicaid tax withheld is from the employees total for 2023 is there as well. And when you you can let's, I don't know if you read it, but ensure that the information on your W2 for this employer reconciles with the total of Form 941, 943, 944 or Schedule H that you file with Internal Revenue Service. When they did that though, it's kind of confusing because you will think your social security tax withheld and Medicaid tax withheld should match what is on your Form 944:2 total, but it is not the truth. It is they should have precise that the total wages, like line boss 1, boss 3, and boss 5 should match what is on your Form 941, Form 944. And I don't know. Let's go back to the instruction. To see if you'll be able to find that in the instruction. Probably if we get to the W-3 session, I'm not sure. Okay, reconciling from W to W3, 941, 944. Reconcile the amount shown in box 2, 3, 5, and 7. Let's see what 2, 3, 5, and 7. Two, because that one employer does not pay anything on that. It's just the employee that you will help from. So 2, 3, 5, and 7. Let's compare it again. Okay, 2, 3, 5, and 7. So 2, 3, 5, and 7. So if we bring back our payroll, you will see that we have 216.56, and line 2 is federal income tax withheld, is blank. So, and you can see that on the W3, the federal income tax withheld, box 2, is blank as well. And then we have social security 3, we have 216.56, and Medicaid wages, taxable wages 216.56, which will be the 7. That will be the 5. And for the social security tips is blank for us, and that'll be probably this line right there too. So it's blank. So yeah, those are the numbers that you will want to reconcile. You want them to match. So it can be a little bit confusing what the W3 form is saying, but just know that there are specific form, not line or boxes that need to match. So box 2, 3, 5, and 7 from all 2023 forms W3. That's if you have multiple W3s. Let's say that you have 100 employees, you'll do the first 50. The first 50 will be on one W3, and the next 50 will be on another W3. So the combine of that is what you'll compare to your Form 944 for all quarter combined. Now, you'll compare all your W-3 to your Form 941 for all 4 quarters combined, or to your Form 944 form, which is just one, since it's an annual form. So all 2023 Form 9 Form W-3 with their respective amount from the 2023 yearly total from the quarterly Form 941 or annual 944 and Schedule H. So when there are discrepancy between amount reported on W-2 and W-3 filed with SSA and on Form 941 or Form 944 filed with the IRS, you will be contacted to resolve the discrepancy. So just keep that in mind. So it's very crucial for the total salary that you reported, that you paid, matches. So I don't like to mail my Form 944 until I file Social Security to make sure those totals, Boss 2, Boss 3, Boss 5, Boss 7, they match Form 944. Otherwise, an adjustment needs to be made between the W-2 of Form 944 to have a consistent number before you mail Form 944 or Form 944 or Form 941 for the last quarter, and before you actually submit online the W-2 and the W-3 with SSA. Okay, so when you scroll down on that W-3, we'll click on I agree, and then it show you the state summary as well. At the bottom, it gives you the choice to truncate the Social Security number or fully display. So you check one and you click on continue. So, and here I'm just showing it again, the Form 944 at the right, and Form W-3 at the left. So we have the taxable Social Security on Form 944, which match line 3 Social Security wages, and we have the taxable Medicaid tax from Form 944, which match Boss 5 Medicaid wage and tips as well. And then I'm comparing Boss 2 federal income tax withheld, which is blank, with blank on Form 944 as well. But the Form 944 has employee and employer total Social Security tax and total Medicaid tax. Therefore, it will not match what is on the W-3, as the W-3 is only showing what you actually withheld from the employee's salary. Therefore, a half of what you're supposed to report on your Form 944 or Form 941 for all 4 quarters combined, if Social Security and Medicaid didn't exceed the threshold. Okay, so, and then I try to do some calculations here as well to back into it to see if those numbers are doubles, if those numbers are doubles, if they will match what I have on my Form 944. It's how I noticed that I have a penny extra on my Form 944. But yeah, just taking that number times 2, and that is giving me what I reported on Form 944 for the employee and the employer portions. So now that I check everything on the W-3 and I agree with it, you will click on continue. So when you do that, though, it will take you to the W-2 and W-3 printing a draft page. On that page, you will click on print and submit a W-2 W-3 and you save it. You download it and save it, and you can print it out to review. You can even give it to the employees to check their social security number and so forth. But then you will come back and click on continue. So yeah, you print, and that is the download. Pretty much is showing, you know, the the form 944, that is the kind of employer, the number of W-2, and pretty much is the W-3 form. It is our copy, and we save it. And make sure you have, you know, if you organize your task document for your business, that is easy for you to retrieve those information. So now that we save it and print it out, we came back and click on continue. So when we click on continue, what happened is, because it took us quite a bit of time to make sure everything is okay, print it out, it logs us out. So when if it happens to you, it logs you out, you will see this personal social security account. So what I did is I just went back to ssa.gov/employer, like the way we started, to go back to the original page, and I click on business service online, and you scroll down and click on login, and we click on sign in with login.gov, and we sign in. It asks of a phone code. We enter it. You'll read the term of service. That's the same way when you log in originally as well. So you will click next. It will take you to your business user ID area, where you will see your business user ID and your business EIN. And if you agree with that, you will click on next, and it will take you back to the W-2 W-3, now your social security employer account. And that's how I should have started the video, because that's how you're getting. But I left it in the middle, so that's because we got logged off, and we have to log out, and we have to log in. You'll be able to see how we usually access the page, the report W-2 to social security main page, or our account main page. So when you get here, you click on report wages to social security on the main page, and you'll read through the attestation and sign it. You will click on create and resume form W-2 W-3, that first button, and it will take you to submit a report, and you will click on the name, and if you do not do it by a certain date, it will take it out, I think so. But anyway, so we click on our name, we click on edit, actually not the name of the business but edit, and it took us back to the employees that we filed for. We click on continue to W-3 preview, and we have to check I agree again, and probably check the SSA again, because I think it just didn't save some stuff, but I'm not sure. But if it saved it for you, that's good. If it didn't, make sure you click on I agree on the W-3 form, and you check which one of the SSN display you want on the W-2s, and you click on continue. It will take you to the print unsubmitted W-2 W-3 again, and you will click on continue because we already saved it. And when you do that, it will take you to a page that you will read and check the box that you agree with while you entered for W-2 2023 W-2 while you e-file, and you will click submit this wage report. So when you click on it, it will pop up a window saying that your upload was successful. So you click that OK. When you click OK, it will pretty much show you a page with, a summary of the W-3, and you will print this page. That way you can have a copy of this page, and then you click on go to official PDF, and that will send you to a page that you will click on the PDF, W-2 and W-3. You save it and you print it out, and that is the W-2 that you will give the employees. And that PDF, you'll have a copy for your business. For each employee that you file for, you'll have a copy of W-2 for you to keep in your business record. You'll have a copy of W-2 for each employee, and that will have a copy for 1040 federal. You'll have a copy for, you'll have 2 copies, I believe, for states filing, because some states you'll file, you'll pay tax for the state and you'll pay tax for your city as well. So you'll have 2 copies for the states, and then you'll have a copy, a 4th copy of the W-2 for the employees' personal record. So you'll have you'll have about 4 small boxes on one PDF for each employee, so that, and then at the bottom of each, it will show the which W-2 will go to which return, and which one is for the employee to keep for personal record, and so forth. So you have those type of letters at the end of the W-2 that the employee need to pay attention to know the right one to cut off for the state. And the state, so you are just like, for us, because we only file for the state, we'll attach 2 copies to it, and for IRS we'll attach 1 copy, and the 4th copy is for the employee to keep in their record. But as for you, the business owner, you'll have a W-3 copy, and you'll have a W-2 copy for each employees. So if you file for 2 people, then you'll have 2 W-2s for your business record plus the W-3. And from here you can just click on going back to home, and it will take you back to see my entry page, and you click on log out and just get out of it. But yeah, that is how you e-file W-2 and W-3 with Social Security Administration for 2023. And W-2 and W-3 are due by January 31st of 2024. If you are filing for 2023 W-2, and you can file it online. It is easier to file online, I think. To file it, to paper file it though, you cannot just print out a W-2 form from IRS website and complete. You have to request the form, and they will mail it to you. So I think it is more a sort of a lengthy process. It's just better you e-file it from Social Security website. So who do you file W-2 with? You file W-2 with Social Security Administration, and you file Form 944 or Form 941 Employer Quality Tax Return, or Form 944 Employer Annual Federal Tax Return with IRS. But IRS will reconcile whether your Form 944 or all your 4 quarters of Form 941 with your total W-3 to make sure the total wages paid in 2023 March, what you report to SSA and what you report to IRS. It is not easy though to register with Social Security Administration this year, because in 2023 they apply another layer of registration to their system, and for existing employers to access their existing account, employer account, they have to go through that process to register again, either with login.gov or ID.me. And that process could take a month all by itself because of the activation code that you will receive in the mail. And each one of those activation codes can take about 2 weeks. And you can now request all of them at once. When you are completing the registration process, you get to a stage, you will be stuck there. For you to wait for the activation code to get to you by email, you will enter that code and you will continue up to a certain point where you will wait for the next code to arrive, and then you will enter that, and from that point you will be led to your Social Security Administration account if you have that account with them. And when you are putting the second activation code in, if you use a login.gov, it will take you to the second activation code. After a few lengthy agreement to accept, it will take you to BSO user ID page, where you can select your user ID, your existing account user ID and EIN, because you will populate based on the information you entered, and you will click on next to continue. But I think if you are new to their system, you don't have an account with them, a business account with them, maybe you might be prompt to request a new user ID. But the registration alone is lengthy, and I would suggest you start that early. But again, if you run into some issue and you need to contact them on their main page, let me see this one. On their main page, when you go to the bottom, you will find support, customer support. When you click on customer support, it will take you to phone numbers. So you have numbers. If you have issue with your login.gov information, you have 844-875-6446 you can call. And if it ID.me, virtual help only, so I don't know how they can help with that. But if you are having problem filing W-2 for employees, you have 1-800-772-6270 you can call as well to ask question, and they have time frame you can call, and probably time frame you can log in as well. I'm not sure. When I was doing the registration, I had to do it within that time frame. I tried to do it at the beginning, before the starting hour, and it didn't allow me to get in until it was a Sunday, until it was pretty much whatever time they put here. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And if you are calling them and it's hard to reach them, they have the time frame you can reach them, try to call right on time. Like if they start at 7 a.m. Eastern time, trying to call right on time because it's tax season and we are having this issue to register with Social Security Administration. Many employers could call them, therefore the line could be busy. It might be good to call very early so that you have chance to get hold of someone that can help you. Thank you very much for your time. If you are wondering what kind of spreadsheet I use for payroll that I show in the video, we have one on our website, ninasoap.com. You can go under free downloads. When you access the web page, you can scroll down to free download session in the sidebar, and let me get just in case. You will access the free download section, and we have a few free payroll spreadsheet you can choose from, and you can see which one is best suited for your business. And they have their limitations, but you don't need to register or submit your email to access them. They are free for you to access. If you do not have a payroll software to track your payroll, you can use a spreadsheet to do that. You just have to keep an eye for detail, and you can design your own spreadsheet, or you can download a copy from our website and adjust it for your own record. And I don't know if I have, let's see if we can find a copy. That we can show. But yeah, you can. It's very important that you track your payroll so that when it's time to file your W-2, it is now hard for you to find the report that you need to work with. And as you can see, if we go with this example, okay, it is an example used in the video as well. So we can see the summary. We can see the summary of the numbers 21656 and so forth. So this summary is by quarters. So if we go to the annual, the monthly summary, so you can see the total wages, pay and compensation, 21656 that we use in the video. $216.56, and the employee Medicaid tax and the employee Social Security tax as well. So if we bring this back, we have 1342 and 314, and again we have that penny extra there that the employer is going to pay, and we have about the same for the employer, and the employee is due to rounding it anyway. But Yeah, so by tracking your information and knowing what you will how you will use that information, you could design your spreadsheet in a way that you can pull some summary report that will be helpful for you to file your return. And total employee social security that we use in the video, and that's just the employee portion. And total employee Medicaid, those are the detail level, and you'll need those detail level to be able to file W-2 for each one of your employees. Therefore, it's good you track those, the information at the detail level to be able to access it. But again, you need to track the information at the total level as well. And if you are and I think employer federal tax we've had, but it pretty much will be able to help you file Form 940 unemployment tax return with the feds. And is the detailed salary that you entered will be pretty much from this tab federal income tax, and from here, depending on the criteria that you included, it will pull the summary report to the other tab for you. And with this report, you just need to complete the list tab, the stab tab, and the federal income tab every payday. You will complete the federal income tax to record wages that you paid, and automatically it will be able to pull information from that federal income tab to the FURA tab, to the FICA tabs, which are multiple tabs including employee Medicaid, federal social security tax, federal income tax, and so forth. And you'll be able to have the summary by month, and you can see the different reports that you can pull from it, the different information you can pull, and the the FURA, the unemployment tax return, the FURA tax. And for Form 941, you'll be able to use that as well because it has the summary by quarter, and you'll be able to use that. It's just not suitable if you are filing if you are semi-weekly tax depositor, because for that you'll have to file daily tax liability with your Form 941 or Form 944, and it track the total at the monthly level and at the quarterly level. So you might just is not well suited for the daily level, although it can be updated to include that, and you'll be able to do it if you are semi weekly depositor. But if you are monthly depositor, what does that mean is the schedule that you set to deposit your tax liability to IRS during the year. So yeah, based on that, you might be required to show your daily tax liability if you are semi weekly tax depositor. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm Afiabi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in soap.com, our blog. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for all your comments. And we thank you very much all that subscribe to our channel. On our channel, we share different ways you can make money and different ways you can save money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. Filing your own taxes is a way to save money for your business by keeping your business expenses low. And at the same time, as an employer, it allows you to know how you should track your financial data for your business in a way that when it comes time to file your taxes, you can access the information easily. And when you want to delegate filing taxes to somebody else, to a third party, you already have a habit of how to gather your financial data in a way that is easier for the filer or the tax preparer to be able to file the return for you. And again, whether somebody is filing it or you are the one filing it, you need to make sure it is filed on time and it is filed accurately. Thank you. On our website, you can find a free download. You will also find federal tax form and instructions. If you are looking for some form on IRS website and have any issue with it, you can check our website to see if we have a link to that form. We usually save the link, the URL to the form there, that you can check to see if you'll find it there. But yeah, we do have liberdownload.com where we sell digital download as well that you can use to manage your finances or to manage your business. But again, we have the free download section on our blog, ninasoap.com, where you can find free templates to manage your personal finances or to manage your business. And they are free to download. Thank you.